What's up and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and apparently country singing legend Garth Brooks thinks I'm an a-hole. And he thinks you're an a-hole. He thinks you're an a-hole and you're an a-hole. He thinks we are all a-holes for boycotting Bud Light. Yes, that is right, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, Garth Brooks is getting ready to open a new bar, and he's upset at everyone who is boycotting Bud Light, and he says that we are a bunch of arseholes. Now, personally, I do not give two flying finucks what Garth Brooks thinks of me or anyone else. I never cared about the guy. I never listened to his music, so it will be extremely easy for me to add Garth Brooks right to the list of things that I'm boycotting because I'm not going to listen to the guy's music anyway. I'm not going to go to his shows, and I honestly don't care how he feels, but at the same time, I think it's time to acknowledge that a lot of the people that some of you all look up to absolutely hate us. Now, I want to make myself very clear. I don't feel like I need to force anyone to boycott Bud Light. If you do not want to boycott Bud Light, that is a decision that is up to you to make. Nowhere in my videos am I here really telling people, yeah, you need to boycott it, you need to boycott it. Now, I'll mention that, hey, we need to keep this boycott going for those of us who are already boycotting Bud Light. But if you're not boycotting it, then okay, fine. If Garth Brooks wanted to sell Bud Light, if Garth Brooks doesn't want to boycott Bud Light, then that's a decision that he is free to make, right? But he did not just make that decision. He had to go out of his way to make a comment. He had to go out of his way to say something. He went out of his way and he basically took a big steaming pile of crap right on his fan base. I can guarantee you that Garth Brooks' fan base is basically made up of all of the same people who are boycotting Bud Light. I mean, if you've seen clips from his concerts, his fans aren't buying Bud Light. So Garth Brooks, just like Bud Light, chose to crap on his customer base, on his consumer base. He crapped on his fans. And he exposed how he really felt. He says that we are a bunch of a-holes for boycotting Bud Light. But why did we boycott Bud Light? We boycotted Bud Light to send a message to these big corporations, to Hollywood, to the powers that be. That message being, leave kids alone. We boycotted Bud Light because they decided it was a good idea to hire a man in a dress to promote beer to 12-year-olds on TikTok. Now, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a peasant on the street or you're the biggest country singer the world has ever seen. If you have a problem with people standing up for kids, if you take issue with people who do not want their kids introduced to all of this sexual stuff, then you are the problem. What does that say about you? If anything, I feel like having a problem with people boycotting Bud Light, I feel like that kind of outs you as someone that's maybe a little too interested in kids in a different way. Now, Garth Brooks, he made his message very clear. And every time I say Garth Brooks, I feel like I am saying the wrong name. Garth Brooks. I mean, Garth Brooks isn't even top tier Garth. When I think of Garth, I think of Wayne's World. Dana Carvey from Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. That's my Garth. That's the number one Garth. Garth Brooks is like bottom tier Garth, whereas Garth from Wayne's World is like top tier Garth. And I can tell you right now, when it comes to names, Garth has to be one of the, I'm sorry if there are any Garths out there watching this video, but man, that name is just, it does not sound well. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is that Garth has made himself, Garth has made himself clear here that he thinks that it is wrong for you to stand up for kids. Now, is Garth a kitty tickler? I don't know. I'm not going to go so far as to say that, but he's definitely trying to defend them. And all in all, even if Garth is just some regular guy, what does this tell you? It tells you that he's scared. He's scared to take a stand for kids. He's scared to defend kids. He's scared that maybe a few people won't show up to his concert or that he will get canceled. That's the reality of the situation. And I got to tell you, I am getting to that point where I have a very low tolerance for people. Like, if you aren't courageous enough to at the very least stand for the innocence of kids, if you can't take a stand for kids, then you're not going to take a stand for anything else. I find it hilarious that Garth is out here making patriotic music, making country music for patriots, when in reality the dude's too much of a coward. He doesn't even have a backbone. He bends the knee to people like Dylan Mulvaney. That's not the type of guy that I want to listen to. That's not the type of guy that I think people should look up to. The guy doesn't even have a pair of nuts large enough to take a stand for children. I mean, really think about it. And like I said, it would be one thing, listen, like I said, I'm all over the place here, but my tolerance is coming to an all-time low when it comes to these type of people. You know, I think that everyone should be locking arms and standing side by side in the defense of children and all of this nasty, weird stuff that is going on in today's day and age. I have a low tolerance for people who try to ignore the issues that are happening all around us. But at the very least, if you're going to take a neutral stance and not say anything, I'm not going to come for you. Yeah, I think you should have a little more courage and you should say something, but I'm not going to come for you. But if you go so far as to basically disrespect people simply for standing for their kids and trying to protect kids in general, then I definitely have a problem. Garth, you have just become the new meme. We're not going to boycott Garth because we don't have to. No one cares about Garth anyway. And I think it's time to show Garth just how much he doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. If it comes between me defending children or listening to Garth Brooks, I'm going to defend kids every day of the week. And I hope you all feel the same. Let me know your thoughts though down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.